Hey, what is up YouTube? And today we're going to be showcasing the Wyvern 13 one-shot team featuring REM. Now, REM can use a lot of units around her for this one-shot team. She's very powerful. You can even use her in place of Sigrid, paired with like Karin, SSB, and Sinful Angelica, which I have showcased at the end of the video. But she's really good because you can actually gear her on pretty crappy gear. As you guys can see, I do have some free-to-play pieces. This is like a terrible boot, and my sets are just all over the place, and I'm still able to one-shot Wyvern. Now, the reason this is possible is because she can help on the first wave. She can actually S3, she gives herself attack buff, and does AoE damage, and also because of her S2 and S1 interaction with dual attacks. So really nice because with her S2, she activates demon mode, which will make it so that she actually ignores effect resistance, and her S1 will hit twice, which has a defense break built in, which is perfect. Basically, anytime you dual attack, Rem will attack twice, and on her turn, she will also attack twice. She has multiple chances to defense break for you, which is very nice. And because of the team comp I'm running with Adventurer Ross, you have a dual attack from him, and you also have a dual attack from Singelica's S1 as well. Karin is also very nice because she does secure that defense break on her turn with effectiveness. But in the case that you do get unlucky, you have basically 3 units that can defense break, right? You have a Ross, who gets effectiveness from his skill tree, I believe. You have Rem, who ignores effect resist with her Maid's Pride from her S2 passive, and she has 2 attacks to do it, which will proc about 3 times in the battle. And you also have Karin, which has that 100% chance to defense break. So, and you have Singelica with a dual attack, which will make Rem attack twice. So basically, you have so many chances to defense break, which makes this team super stable. And it's just very nice because this run is pretty easy to gear. The only downside is your Adventurer Ross will not be usable for PvP because, yeah, you're going to see that his stats are a little wonky. He's on a full damage build. But if you're new to the game, this is the one-shot team I recommend using until you get better gear to swap out your A-Ross for another unit. So, yeah, this team's pretty stable. I'll show you another one afterwards that actually uses a different unit in place of A-Ross. You're going to see that the other team I use is actually going to use Camilla with SSB. The only thing is, if you don't have SSB, this is going to be the best team comp for you that is free to play. And like I said, at the end, I'll show you guys the standard comp with Rem in place of the Sigrid comp. This is the standard Sigrid comp. So basically, we'll be showing you 3 comps at the end of every single run with each team. I'll show you the stats because I have to swap over gear for different teams. So before I actually show you guys the runs with the stats for every team though, let me just talk about this main team that I'm going to first show you guys because, like I said, it is going to be the best for beginners. Basically, with A-Ross, guys, you want him to hit very hard. You definitely want around 2500 attack with maxed crit damage. For Rem, you want about 4500 attack and as much crit damage as you can. I find that this is the bare minimum to actually one-shot the first wave. The hardest thing about this run is killing that first wave. So you need to make sure your A-Ross and Rem have very high crit damage and very high attack. Also keep in mind, A-Ross also scales with his S3 damage with his max health, but attack scaling is going to be a little bit better for him. Now, effectiveness on A-Ross is a bonus, but you don't need it. You definitely want to just focus on the damage. And then for Karin, guys, you're going to want to make sure she's on 65% effectiveness and also on decent damage as well. Sinji, you want her to be the fastest on your team because you want her to give everyone attack buff at the start of the battle. You also want to make sure she's on Warhorn, very nice. And you want her to be at 200% effect resist so she doesn't get stripped of her immortality against the Wyvern boss. Now, for speed tuning, you want Singelica to go first. Then you want Adventurer Ross, then you want Rem, and then you want Karin because, like I said, you want Singelica to buff your team, you want A-Ross and Rem to do their AoE, and you want Karin to not take the turn on the first wave because she needs to save her S2, S3 for the boss. Karin, I have her on this water gun because of the attack buff. This will help you on the first wave. And yeah, using your imprints and your artifacts, guys, make sure your ice units are at 85% crit chance. Keep in mind that Karin has this crit chance imprint, which is very nice. And A-Ross needs to be at 100%, but because he has that Karin imprint, he will be above the cap. And yeah, pretty much it for this build and how you want to do this team comp with the stats. Now let's get into the teams and the stats for the other teams as well. I'll show them at the end of every battle, like I said. And hopefully this actually helps you guys out and progress into Wyvern one-shot very quickly.
I will lend you the power to take another's life.
Son of light, burn!
anybody there?
This won't be an easy fight.
Flash! Exterminating. Filthy creatures. It's time to tear them to pieces.
I thought this could be fun. Now I'm getting bored. 外しませんよ。レムが宙を下します。It's too late to back out now.
Help?
Now!
Filthy creatures. It's time to tear them to pieces.
I'm getting tired of you. Bye-bye now. I won't go easy on you.
Storm begin! Beginning